Hello, I thought I'd do a little bit about Princess Diana and Harry. You know, the saying, may she rest in peace. The beautiful lady Di, they haven't let her rest in peace. Everybody's making money off of her. I think that, honestly, the only person who's not is Prince William. He's the only one who's not using her to get away with anything, excuse any behaviors. He's not cashing in on his mother. He's actually very protective of her. And he's the only one that, who doesn't abuse her memory. He's actually letting her rest in peace. Harry talks about how he loathed the paparazzi who took pictures of her while she was dying. Yeah, obviously that's pretty fucking appalling. You don't do that. You know what I mean? I understand they couldn't move her, but take pictures of somebody, even if they didn't know she was dying. That, in my book, that's actually that's awful. There's no excuse. No, I don't believe that doesn't deserve any excuse whatsoever in any universe, in my book anyways. However, those paparazzi didn't know that she was dying. I've already said that I don't excuse their behavior. They were not related to her. Harry, on the other hand, is deciding, because let's not kid ourselves. The only reason why he was hired, because he's not getting lots of money like people say. If they were, trust me, these two, Harry and his wife, would be the first ones to say how much money they're getting from Netflix. These two are not coy about keeping things. The only reason why they were secretive about everything they did is because they want to have the exclusive to make more money to cash in. Anyways, going back to Harry, the only reason why he was contracted by Netflix is because he will make a documentary about his mother. He will. He has nothing else to offer. He's not smart, doesn't have any principles, he's not interesting, nothing. The only thing going for him is his connection to, not even his connection, the fact that, it's Princess Diana and he has some inside story to sell. So you see, unlike the paparazzi, he is cashing in on his dead mother. He is not a person who was in any need of money to do that. You know how some people, when you're very poor, maybe your mother or whoever left you some sort of jewelry or whatever, and you have no choice but to sell it or pawn it because you are in desperate need of cash. In Harry's instance, he wasn't. He was living the life of millionaires, billionaires. But people say, oh, we want our financial independence. They were financially independent. Harry was worth 30 million and Meghan, I don't think she was worth 4 million, but that's what they put out there. But they were financially independent. On top of all the expenses being covered, they got about 2.3 million pounds. That's almost $3 million from Prince Charles for themselves, as, I guess, payment or compensation for the work they did. So they were financially independent. Going back to Princess Diana, I saw Angela London, I think her name is. She's a very respected royal reporter. And she's saying that she's afraid that Harry coming back to England is just to keep his royal connections active, to increase the value of his brand. Because you see, he doesn't see the royal titles as a privilege or something. He sees it as a brand to make money, And she's absolutely, this is what I've been saying. People were going on that next year, Prince William is going to unveil, the statue of his mother. And people are wondering whether Harry's going to come with Meghan. Of course it will. Meghan will come with the cameras again. She will do some surprise visits to get footage. And because the reason why she did them, they weren't surprise visits. They were secret visits, because if she kept them secret, no other newspapers reporters were allowed in. That way she has exclusive footage. You will see all of that footage in the documentary that they will make. Make no mistake about that. So Harry will come. He has absolutely zero shame. He needs to show the world that he's still a senior royal. He doesn't. People still are thinking, oh, our beloved prince. What people liked was the image that Buckingham Palace sold to the public. Harry's quite appalling. What you see now is what you get. This is who he is. This is a guy with no morals who hides behind his mother's death. People keep talking about him as though he's an only child. Prince William was actually much older than, a couple years older than Harry, had more years on his mom, with his mom, comprehended the situation better of everything that was going on. And look how amazingly he turned out. So Harry has been hiding, but people have been making excuses. I mean, to this day, I find it appalling. Even now, I saw a few videos from people saying, oh, we love our beloved Prince wearing the Nazi uniform and being racist on camera. They're still to this day excusing that behavior. This is the reason why this is happening. Now, people tell me that I've seen people say that the biggest faux pas of the Queen's reign was not acknowledging Princess Diana's death. I don't think so. It might be, what I think it is, for me anyways, is the fact that she never, how she made it very clear to her sister that if she married this other guy, she was out, no titles nor anything. I think that her biggest misstep was when she found out what Prince Charles was doing, not sit him down and tell him, if you don't commit to your marriage, you're out. You're out, especially after Prince William was born. You know what I mean? Because once Prince William was born, they had already secured a line of succession. And she had many other children. But anyways, that was her biggest mistake. Because trust me, had it been made clear to Prince Charles that the consequences for him to keep screwing around with Camilla was to lose the throne, he would have dropped her. Because all of them love their titles. I was really appalled at the fact that, this is of course what I read in newspapers, that he told his, years later, that he told his, after Princess Diana died, that he told his aides that Camilla was a non-negotiable. I mean, he still doesn't understand that he doesn't hold all the cards. He really doesn't. Why? Because the Queen has never, ever held him accountable to anything. Let's face it. For one, I don't want to be part of any church of which Prince Charles is the head. I don't think he has any moral rights to tell anybody or to guide anything. And like Lady Colin Campbell goes on that how Diana was sneaky and said what she wanted to hear. I mean, no, she was actually quite in love. She was truly in love. You can see the girl being in love. You know what I mean? You can tell she was naive. She was 18 going on 19, very sheltered. And I mean, there was a message that was very constant about Princess Diana. It's like, I just want a husband. I want to have kids. And I want to do my bit and support my husband. Every interview. It wasn't her fault that we all loved her. I mean, how can we not? She was so beautiful. She was genuine. People can spot fake shit a mile away. This is why she was so beloved, because we could see something very beautiful about her. Now, about that little thing, how she said what Prince Charles wanted to hear. I mean, I think with all of us, men and women, when we like somebody, we tell them what they want to hear because we want them to be with us. That's just human nature. If you're dating somebody and he loves jazz, and he asks you, do you love jazz? Oh yeah, I do. And then you go and Google what jazz is and whatever the hell it is, and you pretend for a while, because this is, we all do it, And Lady Collins shouldn't be talking about that because, first of all, she deceived her husband and didn't tell him any information about her life, But anyways, I digress. But Princess Diana was in for that marriage. I think we can also agree that he had no intention when he stood at the altar with her, he had no intentions of fulfilling his vow to her. His goddamn mistress was in the audience. He was wearing her cufflinks in the honeymoon. He was saying goodbye. I mean, all of us. Do you think, honestly, men and women, that is okay? That is normal? I can't understand Princess Diana, then getting into this, bulimic and eating disorder. It's horrible. And nobody was helping her. And what was Charles doing? He was having you can actually Google and you can see a lot of interviews. A lot of reporters have said that when Princess Diana started being bulimic, Prince Charles, instead of trying to help her, would instruct his aides to tell the reporters whenever they had conferences at Buckingham Palace to pull them aside and tell them that Diana was not normal, to discredit her as a human being. So, yeah, to me, the Queen dropped the ball, because I can guarantee you that if the Queen has said to Prince Charles, quit fucking around, if you don't commit to your marriage, you're out. I can guarantee you we would have a different outcome. I mean, can you believe it? Camilla used to come into Diana's marital home with Prince Charles and switch around the furniture. So when Diana came to her home, she would know that Camilla had been there. I mean, the abuse Diana suffered at the hands of Prince Charles and Camilla is appalling. Now, well, this goes back now to Prince Harry. Harry doesn't let his mother rest. He went and did a Nazi thing. Oh, it's because of his mother. Even now, people are saying he's suffering trauma from his mother. His mother passed away 23 years ago. And I am pretty sure that whatever the flaws are of Her Majesty the Queen, I am pretty sure that she made sure Harry was well looked after and that he was spoiled beyond whatever means that were. And I think that was a mistake. I don't know. They overindulge him and they have let him get away with anything he wants. Oh, and it's because Princess Diana, even now, people say, oh, he has mental health issues. He does not have mental health issues. And I'm going to leave you with this. If he had mental health issues, why wasn't it picked up before he went to Afghanistan? You have to go through very rigorous mental examinations. So you're telling me that you sent this unstable guy to Afghanistan. Yes, he went with a bunch of bodyguards. But still, you would send him and put him in a helicopter to shoot people. So this is what the army is doing, accepting mentally imbalanced people. Because yes, if Harry is mentally imbalanced and he has mental health issues, why was he allowed to go? That's all bullshit. So no, I think Princess Diana was in for the right reasons. She died in that tunnel. Unfortunately, she was not wearing a seatbelt. We don't know. The paparazzi, yeah, they were not related to Princess Diana. Harry, on the other hand, is, and he just won't let her rest in peace. I find that really appalling. And I hope people would stop excusing his behavior, just because they wish he were different, but he's not. He's a piece of shit. He really is. I mean, I'm sorry, I don't like to say things, but all you have to do is look at his behavior. Look at who he is now, his actions. People keep trying to blame Meghan. Meghan is just part of two. Harry is a very dominant, temper tantrum, arrogant guy who's used to, getting whatever he wants without any consequences, just like his father, Prince Charles. So I think it's time we call people to attention, and I hope that they don't come back to England. And if they do, I hope that people boo them.